Hi guys, welcome to the video. Jay here, and we're going to talk a little bit about these things right here. So these are wiring harnesses. These specifically are for GM, and we're going to demystify them a little bit, as well as generally speaking electrical connections across all makes and models of vehicles. Without exception, just about, these things, the pins can always be removed, or the wires can always be removed from the back. Doesn't take a lot. Usually there's only one or two things holding onto them, and you just need some stuff, some plain items that you might find around the house, usually to get them apart and release the pins from the back. I'm going to show you some of those items here. Basically, we're looking at, jeweler's screwdrivers or a punch. I haven't invested in a punch set yet, but I'm planning on getting some. You can even use, paper clips or nail file. These punches I haven't opened yet, obviously, and haven't used them specifically. But sometimes even a punch set might be able to help with getting these types of things apart and accessing the wire or releasing the retention on them. So I just want to show you real quickly on one example here. So typically there's going to be a release mechanism, and if you can see, hopefully that's coming through on the camera, there's little holes on the tops and bottoms of these. There's two rows, obviously, and these pins, they correlate to the wires in the back. So for example, let's go with this one because it might show up on camera a little bit better. We've got the orange one coming in the back here, and that correlates to this fourth one over. So this pin right here that's on the back, you can see there's this hole. You just press inside there, and you want to give a little bit of pressure. What I'm doing is basically prying towards the metal pin, that is, and then give a gentle tug, on the wire itself, and it comes right out. So I'm going to point something out here while I have this out. Hopefully that'll come out on camera. No, it's not zooming. Let me try this. There is a little clip there, and for some reason doesn't look like it's focusing. I'm going to try to cut it and get a different clip in where you can see that and zoom in on it. But basically there's a little clip here, a little retention clip. And most of these pins have some kind of little retention clip. Sometimes there's two, but usually there's only one. And almost always you can find a way to release that clip from the harness itself. Sometimes you might have to take apart the harness a little bit more, and other different electrical connections might have, like retaining clips around the back of the harness or on the electrical connection. But basically, sticking them back in, you want to bend that little clip retainer. You want to bend that back out just a little bit, because these things aren't, terribly well made usually. And stick it back in, basically the reverse of what you had removed it. So obviously, if the hole's on the bottom, you want the retaining clip on the bottom in this scenario, and you just stick it in there. And you should hear a little click. But even if you don't, give it a little tug. Oh, it didn't come out, or it came out. So obviously I didn't get it in there. Let's try that again. Let me make sure that clip is bent out a little bit to catch. I don't know if this is coming out on camera, but I'm gonna try to do that. Okay, so let's try that again. Again, making sure that the clip is up towards the hole. And I'm just gonna push it through. Hopefully that comes out on camera. You can see it coming there. And while I was talking, there was a little click, and you can see I'm giving it a little tug. It's not coming out. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to show you the tips and tricks on that. Pretty much almost every connection out there is going to have this type of setup. It won't have exactly this type of thing, in different manufacturers obviously have different retainage aspects. You can even buy specific connector releases. They sell them, but I don't do this that often, but I've done it enough. I've worked on various electrical components on cars, and you know, specifically these are radio harnesses, but they all have a generally speaking, they all have a retention system, and they're all made to be taken apart, mostly. You know, the trick is don't pry too hard or pull too much, and try not to damage anything. If you find yourself putting more than about 5 pounds of pressure on it, give or take, then it probably is supposed to be opened up a different way, or there's supposed to be a different release. Or maybe there's a secondary release, as I had kind of alluded to earlier. So go out there and do it. I'm sure you can do it. It's pretty easy. Like I said, if it doesn't come easily, then you might want to try something else. But they're made to be removed and reinstalled. So thanks for watching the video. I hope this was helpful, and be safe out there.